I'm Jesse. I've been a copywriter for 20 years, and in that time I've written website copy that's generated millions of dollars in sales for my clients. And in this free website copywriting course, I'm going to share 10 of my best kept secrets for writing copy that sells. You'll learn how to write captivating headlines, free tools for researching your target audience, how to write SEO copy that ranks on Google, the best copywriting formulas, and much more. If you're a copywriting beginner, you might be wondering, what is website copywriting? Well, website copywriting is a process of writing copy for a website with the goal of engaging visitors, persuading them to take action, such as making a purchase, signing up for a newsletter, or inquiring about a service. Business owners hire website copywriters because they know that the right words on their website can turn more of their visitors into leads, clients, and customers. So hiring a copywriter can make them more money. Or they might be embarrassed by an old and outdated website, so they hire copywriters to update it with engaging content that they can be proud of. But website copy isn't just about putting words on a page. You need to understand the target audience before you write anything. Because when you understand your target audience, you can write copy that gets their attention and resonates with them on a deep emotional level. But how do you get to know your target audience better? The first thing I do is ask my client questions like, who is your target audience? What problems are they going through? What else have they tried that didn't work for them? The client's answers provide me with the information that I need to write effective copy for their target audience. The second research method I recommend is a free website called perplexity.ai. All you do is go to perplexity.ai, click focus, then select Reddit, and then type in a question like, what are the biggest problems that married couples face? Simply replace the word married couples with any target audience. Perplexity will then research all of the relevant Reddit communities and summarize their biggest problems into a simple summary. You'll be able to discover the words that this audience uses to describe their problems, and then you can use the same words in your website copy to connect with the audience. Now, let's move on to my 10 tips for writing website copy that sells. The first tip is SEO copywriting, which is all about creating content that appeals to both humans and Google's search engine. SEO experts recommend choosing just 1 or 2 keywords per page. Long-tail keywords like best accounting firm in Sydney are less competitive and are easier to rank for than more popular keywords like accounting services. So now that you know what keywords to use, just 1 or 2 per page, here are the 3 places that you should include them in your website copy. Number 1, page title. The page title is the main heading or title that appears at the top of a web page's content. It's typically displayed in the browser's title bar and in the search results page on Google, so be sure to include the primary keyword at least once here. The second place is the meta description, and meta descriptions should be brief, typically no more than 150 characters, to ensure that they display properly in the search engine results. They should include the primary keyword at least once and clearly describe what the web page is about. And the third place is inside the website copy itself. You want to include the keyword naturally within your copy, usually in the headings and within body copy. SEO experts agree that a keyword should not appear more than once every 200 words on a web page. With your keywords in place, let's talk about writing headlines that grab attention. And that's because the headline is the first thing visitors are going to read, so it's very important. Your headline needs to answer the same 3 questions that every visitor is secretly thinking. And those are, what is this website about? What can I do here? And is this what I'm looking for? If your headline doesn't answer those questions, then visitors may leave and never return. Here are 3 headline writing formulas that work. Number 1, including numbers in headlines has been shown to increase engagement and conversion rates on websites. Take a look at this headline example, how to grow your Instagram following. It's not bad, but it's not compelling. But if we rewrite it to include numbers, it becomes way more interesting. How to gain 10,421 Instagram followers in 30 days. The how-to headline is another great type of headline, and it's effective because it promises to help the user achieve some kind of result or outcome. Here's the formula: how to achieve outcome without common obstacle. And here's an example: how to buy a house without a bank loan or a deposit. The next headline formula is perfect for homepages. It works because it explains exactly what the page is about and who it's for. The formula reads, say what it is and who it's for. Here's an example of that headline in action: email marketing software for designers and their clients. The next copywriting tip is about making a great first impression. The above the fold section is what people see before they start scrolling down a web page. And according to a 2018 study, nearly 80% of viewing time on a web page is spent in the above the fold area. So if your copy doesn't make a great impression here, people may leave and never return to your website. So the three most important elements to include in the above the fold section are a compelling headline, a subheadline, and a call to action button. For example, my website, startcopywriting.com, opens with a headline that is clear, compelling, and appeals to my target audience's desires. It reads, "Get paid to write from anywhere." Now, the subheadline explains what the website is about, giving more details and information. And finally, the call to action button is bright green, which stands out and reads, "Get started now." Using the word now can often help create a sense of urgency and promote action. I wanted to take just 20 seconds to tell you about my private community, Copy Academy. It's a supportive community where you can share your work and get valuable feedback and advice from other copywriters. It doesn't matter if you're a total beginner or an experienced veteran. Everyone is welcome to join for an affordable monthly fee. To find out more, simply go to startcopywriting.com/Copy Academy or click on the link in the description below the video. Now, back to the video. Did you know that 70% of people don't actually read website copy? They skim, scan, and scroll the page looking for information that interests them. I'm sure you've done it yourself. So while it's important that you write persuasive web copy, it's also important that you format your copy to appeal to the majority of visitors, the scanners and scrollers. So here are 4 things you can do to format your website copy to increase readability. Number 1 is to include headings throughout the page so that people understand what the page is about, even if they only read the headings. And number 2 is break up chunky paragraphs that no one reads into smaller, easy to digest paragraphs. Number 3, convert long paragraphs into bullet points to increase readability by up to 120%. Next is to turn long-winded sentences into shorter sentences. Now, let's talk about how using the right images can dramatically increase your website's conversion rates. Where possible, you want to use photos of real people instead of cheesy stock images. And that's because stock images are often overused and can make a website look generic, whereas authentic, real images can increase engagement. So instead of using stock images, consider using photos of the founder, employees, or even real customers to create a real and authentic feel to the website. Now, there are many tried and tested formulas out there for writing copy, but the one that I use the most is the PAS formula. PAS stands for problem, agitation, and solution. The first step is to identify the problem that your target audience is facing. So make sure that you research your audience and understand their problems before you start writing. The next step is to agitate those problems. And this is where you explain the consequences of having the problems and why having them could make their life even worse. And the final step is to provide a solution to the problems you've identified. And this is where you get to make everything better. And of course, the solution is the product or service that you're selling that solves those problems. So here's an example of the PAS formula in action. Problem: is managing your weekly groceries turning into a stressful task? Agitate: do you dread the weekly planning, the overcrowded supermarket aisles, and the heavy bags you have to carry home? Does it feel like no matter how much you plan, you'll always end up wasting food and overspending? Solution: introducing Smart Cart, our innovative app that simplifies your grocery shopping. With personalized meal plans, smart shopping lists, and direct-to-door delivery, Smart Cart makes buying groceries a breeze. Now, let's talk about features and benefits. When writing website copy, it's essential to focus on benefits more than features. Features tell, but benefits sell. And that's because people don't buy a drill. They buy the ability to hang beautiful paintings on their walls so they can feel good whenever they enter the room. And one simple way to turn boring features into irresistible benefits is to ask yourself which means after every feature. For example, the iPod music player has a 4GB battery, which means 1,000 songs in your pocket. So benefits are important, but so is making sure that your copy is easy to understand. Here's one simple truth. People who don't understand never buy. And that's why it's a good idea to write in a way that everyone understands. Because if your copy is full of technical jargon, then people won't know what the website is even talking about. So you want to replace any difficult to understand words with easy to understand words. Or as my grandmother used to say, replace the $5 words with the 5-cent words. For example, instead of writing initiate, use start. Instead of assistance, use help. And instead of obtain, use get. You get the idea. So now that people understand your copy, it's time to get them to take action. And that's where the call to action button comes in. What is the primary action you want visitors to take on your website? And that's a question that I often ask my clients before writing their copy. Now, if the client has a service-based business like an accounting firm, they probably want visitors to book a consultation. But if the client is running an e-commerce business, then they probably want people to purchase their products online. So I recommend when writing a call to action button is to write 3 to 5 action words that encourage the visitors to click on the button. Now, words like submit or register are too boring. So you want to use verbs like get or add, followed by urgency like now or today. For example, get started now, or add to cart, or register your seat today are all examples of compelling call to action button copy. So you want to insert those buttons at the top, middle, and bottom sections of the web page so that they won't be missed. And doing this can dramatically increase your website's conversion rate. Now, the next copywriting tip is about one of the most effective forms of social proof, testimonials. So when you use testimonials on your website, you're just not showing off good reviews, you're actually building trust. It's like saying, don't just take our word for it, check out what these happy customers have to say. And when people trust you, they're much more likely to buy. Now, not all testimonials are created equal. You want to avoid using testimonials that are boring or don't really say anything at all. Testimonials that say, that was really good, aren't going to persuade anyone. So the best kind of testimonials follow a simple formula, and I call it the before, during, and after formula. So before is where the customer talks about what their life was like before they started using the product. And during is what they enjoyed about the experience of using the product. And after is where they mention the results or benefits that they noticed after using the product or service. So here's an example to show you what I mean. Before I stumbled upon the Easy Sleep mattress, my nights were a battleground of tossing and turning, and staring at the ceiling was my routine. But during the first week with my new mattress, I was amazed by the comfort. It was like floating on a cloud, and I actually looked forward to bedtime. After just a month, I'm not just sleeping soundly, I'm waking up feeling rejuvenated and full of energy. This mattress didn't just change the way I sleep, it transformed my days too. Now, if you enjoyed watching this video, then I'm sure you'll enjoy my members-only community, Copy Academy. Not only can you share your work and get valuable feedback from other copywriters, but you can also watch full-length courses and download helpful writing templates. To find out more, simply go to startcopywriting.com/Copy Academy or click on the link in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.